Manor Lords will only be out for a couple more days. Let's not waste any more time. Here are my best tips so far. Be sure to make a road from your starting supplies to the first warehouse to dramatically speed up transporting the materials to safety. If you don't transport them, they will degrade over time and disappear, so it's worth doing as soon as possible. The game loads incredibly fast, so restart if you get a bad spawn. Berries only is not as good as having animals to hunt, and having more than one group of animals is even better. Save scum to your heart's content. Picking a good location for your farm is key for efficiency. Make it central to several different green areas. In this case, we want to make barley and emmer. Emmer is good to the south of the farm and barley to the north. One of the biggest sources of lost productivity is traveling time. Place warehouses and granary near high production areas like farms or workshop locations for tools, clothing, beer, etc. This will cut down walk time and exponentially increase your production efficiency. Once you make 10 burgages, you will proceed to the quest to pay the king some taxes. If you don't pay in time, you get a penalty. For the demo, you can ignore it, or you can stay below 10 to avoid it if you don't want to deal with it. A granary can be upgraded for 3 wood, which increases the storage capacity from 500 up to 1500 and adds a second hand cart. Carrying by hand, our villagers will only grab 1 item at a time, but if they use a hand cart, they can take 10, so it's well worth the investment. To earn money, you must sell items through the trading post. Pick an item that you have a surplus of, set a target quantity below your current stock, assign workers to the trading post, and they will begin to bring supplies for a traveling caravan to purchase. Sometimes you only make a small amount, and other times you can make close to 400 in one trade. You can make a fortification by first building a bailey wall, then a gatehouse, and finally the manor house. The manor house adds 5 families to your town, so make sure you have enough food and firewood to support them. It also allows for the tax collector buildings. The tax collector can be built inside the bailey fortifications, which opens up 2 options. Geld collects a tax and deposits it into our personal possession, and tithe turns our town's wealth into influence, which can be spent on expanding the lands around our starting location. A quick note, neither influence nor personal wealth do anything in the demo, but they will be very important when we get to full release. Many of the starting buildings can be moved for no cost. Click the arrows at the top, then place it somewhere else. This is great for following the tree line as it gets chopped down. Once the mission to upgrade 3 burgages is complete, we no longer need to provide our people with extra goods. They need 1 type of food and firewood, nothing else, and we can shift our focus to making tons of cash, expanding the population, or whatever else you have in mind. I like to immediately put everything up for sale that isn't food or firewood at the market. It's an easy way to make tens of thousands of gold within a few years' time. The hotkeys Q and E can be used to take away or add workers to a building. These hotkeys will save you a tremendous amount of time moving workers around, and I highly recommend using them. Crop output can be optimized by turning crop rotation on and having 3 plots. I like to have 2 farms rotating emmer, barley, and fallow, and 1 farm rotating emmer, flax, and fallow. Make sure the fallow rotates such that only 2 farms need attention each year, and the 3rd farm is on fallow. This ensures that workers are the most efficient they can be. When mining ore, make sure the mining pit is directly over the icon or you won't produce anything. The ore can be used to make iron bars, which can be turned into tools. Beware, making tools uses firewood as well, and it's easy to burn through your winter supplies quickly. A windmill with an efficiency in the 90s can easily supply enough flour to operate more than 1 communal oven. I find 2 to 3 communal ovens are needed to keep up with the supply from 1 efficient windmill. A forester hut can be put down to replenish the trees in an area in case you cleared your entire forests. It takes some time, but once the trees are planted, they will grow tall and provide timber. The forester hut can easily be moved to a new location and replenish more trees. I'll be covering Manor Lords extensively with in-depth guides once it's fully released. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.